This is an analytics review of rediscoveryourgopt1. And I've got two screens going. One is the time period from May 15th to August 2nd, and this might be a day or two off on the end, but this one we had paid campaigns. The site was launched, paid campaigns, looking at the number of people coming in. And this is when approximately we know that the paid campaigns were no more, cut back, cut off, and then there's a little anomaly down here, which is kind of interesting, but it looks like somebody did an email campaign in El Paso, Texas. Not sure what that's about, but we'll look at these two and kind of compare and contrast and see what are some of the lessons learned and what can we do better to maximize our non-high dollar campaign, right? So let's just go ahead and start and look at this organic or at this paid campaign. And we see right here, we show in this time period of May to August, we had 64,888 people, more or less. It estimates 85,000 visits, of which 64,888 were unique visitors. So some of them came back and looked. 229,000 page views, and look at this, 2.7 pages a visit. This number should be a good indicator of looking at the content, but we have to take one away because the front page has no value. It's just something to click. So you're always going to get two pages. So we have to remember they weren't really digging deep into the content. They have to get past the front page just to get to any content. So that's at 2.7. And they stayed on the site roughly 2 minutes, and half of the people bounced when they got here. Now, looking at this new stats that we've got for non-paid campaigns, they kind of, you can see they kind of mirror. We've got 8,000, basically see 6,123 people in this time period of August through October. And it's almost a mirror, or like 10%, right? So yeah, 8,500 or 85,000. Now we've got 8,400. We had 64,000, and we got 61,000. Bounce rate is a little bit lower. New visits is actually a little bit lower because we aren't running any ad campaigns. The visit duration is actually a little longer, and the pages visited also is a little bit more, but we're still discounting that first page. So what we're seeing here is that, just kind of at a glance, well, yeah, you get 10 times as many people if you pay for it, but what are these people doing? And let's compare and contrast. What do we pay for? What are we getting for our money? And what we want to do is let's go and look. We're looking in the audience view right now. Let's look at the visitors flow. Visitors flow is going to give us a good indicator of what people are doing when they come to the site. And when you have a paid campaign, you're going to have a little different behavior because the visitors are going to be thrown in to their designated paid for spot, right? So for instance, you look here, starting pages, this is on paid campaigns. They're being shoved into a product page instantly. They aren't going to a home page. So that one, remember I said we had to discount one? Well, we have to take that with a grain of salt looking at this, because these people who are coming in are not going to the home page. They're being dropped into a Visionaire page or a hip page, depending on what the ad was, right? So we see here that we've got on these product pages, we have a drop-off rate of 71%. People are being dropped in thinking they're going to find something, not liking what they see, and bailing out of here, right? Now we have some people coming in, and now this doesn't show us whether it's paid or not paid. We can get that, but we're just going on some assumptions. Down here, people coming in through the home page, we have only a 24% drop off because they want to know. So they click something and go through. So the engagement from the home page is much higher. They go to this product page, and you see that our drop-off, although smaller number of pages, drop-offs significantly less. So lesson learned here, if you're dropping me into something, it better be what I'm looking for, or I'm going to get out of here. So right here, looking at this, of these 58,000 pages, visits, I lost 71% immediately. I have to assume that a lot of this is from the paid ads. I'd love to know what the ad schedule was, then we know for sure. But see, here we have the same page, far fewer percentage-wise drop-offs, and actually the interaction going to the physician list. See, we've got 5,000. Look at what we've got here. 11,000 through traffic coming from here, and then we've gone into the physician list. So where we're pushed here to go and find a physician, now look at the numbers, we do have more coming through, but again, we've got 53%, that's of those people remaining, right? 53.7% elected to go to the physician list. And then back to products, where here we've got physician list, and it's 51.7, so just about the same, but it's a little more of an easier to see flow, right, where how these people are getting around. Now let's go look at what's going on with our site today, because we aren't really shoving anybody in through paid ads. And we've got our drop-offs from the main page, 51%, which, looking over here, we had 24%. So we're doing a lot better over here. Now, bear in mind, this is a paid campaign here versus unlikely we dropped somebody. There might have been some paid campaigns dropping them in through here, but a much lower drop-off rate, right? I think a lot of that now you've got to attribute to television commercials, things like that. People were interested. They want to say, oh, what is this rediscoveryourgopt1? Over here, I'm coming in and I'm getting a higher drop off. And that may be because I wanted to see something. I got here. Oh, it's not what I was looking for, and they dropped off. There's a depth of knowledge. We'd have to really study this a lot more and know the history to know why, but that is rather interesting that the drop-off is significantly higher on the home page than it was with the paid campaign. I would have to guess that we are not giving people something on the home page, so we have to do the click-through. So looking at our click-through, where people are going, obviously, from homepage into the products, we still have that same unforced, unpaid. They're going into here, and the drop-off rates here, we've got 38%, but we still have 61% of the traffic going through, and they're going to the physician's list. Let's go back over here. Look at this drop-off, 38% on the product page. When we go over here, our drop-off, 38%. Going through on the product page to the physician list. Now, once we get to the physician list, we got a 48% drop off. Over here, we've got 48%. So we're getting, I know that's a lot of numbers, but basically what we're seeing is we're getting roughly the same behavior. There's a little bit higher drop off incidence on the home page because we're not serving up value. But once we're in here, we're getting roughly the same behavior, almost the same percentages. See, look, 38.1 drop off, 48.3 drop off, 38.3 drop off, 48.6 drop off, almost identical. So what this tells us is that our conversion funnel, getting people to go to the physician list page, it's still there. It's still working more or less how we expected it. Now, looking down here on product pages, this is a little different. Our drop-offs, again, were 72%, and I might have some leftover traffic. Not sure how many ads, not sure what campaigns are still running from August 3rd on, but you see that we do have a significantly high number of drop-offs when I'm landing on a product page right off the bat.